Hi, Wildman third grade students. This is Miss Loafman, and I wanted to check in with you today and see how you were doing. Yesterday, we practiced determining the area of a figure, and today we're going to do a little more of the same thing. It's a little more straightforward today. We just have the question, what is the area of this rectangle? And I wanted to show you a couple of figures that you may encounter when you are being asked to determine the area of a rectangle. So sometimes you'll see something that looks like this. And if I'm just observing this figure, I notice that I have a rectangle here. I also notice that the first row appears to have the boxes or the squares already in place. But it looks like the rest of the rectangle is blank. We don't really have the squares in there. So what are we going to do about that? There is a way to determine the area of this rectangle without having each box filled in. So let's see how we're going to do that. I notice also that above the first row, it says 1 unit. And here at the second row, it says 1 unit. So what it's really saying is each square is equals 1. It's just one square. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 squares. So I'm going to there we go. Okay, so I'm going to put a 4 up above that. And I just want to make you aware that counting the inside of the figure definitely works, and it will get you to the correct answer if you have each square filled in. But in a case like this, it is going to be much easier if we count the number of squares in each row and count the actual number of rows that we have and multiply those together to get the total area. So remember, area is found by multiplying the length times the width. So the length times the width. We have 4 squares in each row. So we would also have 4 squares in this second row. We would have 4 squares here, 4 squares here, and 4 squares here. So we have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 rows. So we have 4 squares in each row, and we have 5 rows. Well, if we're finding the area, we're going to take 4 times 5, and that's our total area. So what is 4 times 5? I know my math facts, and I know that 4 times 5 equals 20. So we have 20, and then in this problem, they're just measuring this in units. Yesterday, when we discussed Andy, that was measured in yards. And today it's units. So if I'm going to take an extra step here, I'm going to say that this rectangle is 20 units. 20 units. That's the area of this rectangle. Now, as we go along, let me see if I can, we come to another question. This is another straightforward question. What is the area of this rectangle? But this figure looks just a little different. And so I wanted to show you how to determine the area of something that looks like this. So again, I'm going to notice that we've got squares filled in, looks like on the top row, and we've got squares going down the shape, but we don't have anything here in the center. Well, here's my question to you. Is this part that's blank, is that still part of this larger rectangle? It is. It's still a part of it. So we have to include this when we're finding the area of the total of the whole thing. So we see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in this top row. And here they're measuring it a little differently. We've got cm, which means centimeters. So this here we have 6 centimeters. 6 centimeters across the top. And we have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rows in all. So what are we going to do with these two numbers? We take the length times the width, and we do what? We multiply them. So 6 times 5 is 30. And I am just going to take an extra step, and I'm going to say 30 centimeters. Now, 30 is correct, but if you just take the extra step, you are saying that you know that they're measuring this figure in centimeters. So the area of this rectangle is 30 centimeters. This is all for today. After this video, you are going to go to Education Galaxy and you're going to click on the red tab. I know I mentioned that yesterday, but instead I put that on today's assignment. So go to Education Galaxy to the red tab. You're going to see the assignment called Area, and I want you to practice some of those questions there. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.